the rum balls, the rum chocolate balls, his chocolate balls.
Chocolate balls.
So good. They're so good though. I'm sorry. I'm addicted to those balls. I had like 14 of them. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. If you know me, you know I'm a chocolate addict. I eat chocolate everywhere around the world, and today we're eating chocolate in Grenada. Let's go. Tri-island chocolate with Aaron. Let's go inside. Let's see what he's making. Can't wait. Oh man, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm good.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
So this is the chocolate factory. This is where the magic happens. This is the smallest chocolate factory in Grenada that makes chocolate from the tree to the bar, in essence, all right? But you know how we make chocolate?
Yes, I've seen it done a few times. We saw it done in Dominica,
Yeah.
but if you can explain to us a little bit about it and what you guys have as products.
Yeah, totally. So we have the cocoa pods, different colors. In Grenada, we typically have one type of cocoa tree called Trinitario, and that's quite common across the Caribbean. And then what we do is after we've harvested them using a cutlass or a machete, which is the Caribbean version of a Swiss Army knife, we basically crack open the pod, scoop those seeds out, which has that lovely white pulp on the outside that tastes like a lychee or a lychee. We put them in a box about this size, and we cover that box with banana leaves and then with cocoa or coffee sacks. It's called, we call it sweating the cocoa, right? And it's during the process, it's called fermentation. So what we do is we leave them inside the box for 7 days, and then the beans ferment. So when they come to the factory, the beans are like that, all right? And what we're trying to do is we're gonna make sure that we get ones that look like that. Nice and fat, nice and pulpy.
Oh yeah, eat this with us?
Nah, I leave the shell. You want this part. You want just the nibs. Hold on, you just want the nib, which is that part, the little bits.
Little bits.
That's 100% pure cocoa.
Should be better, but it's the best one.
And it's good for you. Yeah. The zinc, the magnesium, the iron, all of that is purely inside that cocoa, which is why people use it on their smoothies and their granola,
Exactly.
on their ice cream, because it tastes so good, as you can see.
But it needs to be mixed with stuff, right?
That's how we go to make the chocolate. So once we've basically got the nib, we then grind that down, and then we end up with this kind of consistency, which is not quite cocoa powder, but kind of a coarse version of that nib that's been ground down. In that nib, there's a little bit of butter, but you can't taste it yet, in our little machine here. So this is our grinder, and we use a couple of these to make our different flavors of chocolate, and it would grind away for 2 days, okay? And inside, that butter would slowly come out of the nib, then we'd add some sugar in there, and it would then become a paste and become liquid chocolate. And then if you want to have a dark chocolate, you would let it grind for 2 days, maybe 3. If you want a milk chocolate, you'd add milk powder, and that will give you your milk chocolate, all right?
I would eat all this. This is samples?
Yeah. So that's our most popular one, which is our dark chocolate with bee pollen.
Bee pollen.
Yeah. So on my farm we have 2 beehives, and we get the pollen that the bees bring back, then we dehydrate it, and then we make chocolate from it.
75%?
Yeah.
Wow. These are samples?
Yeah.
That's some real good chocolate.
Shell.
I'm blown away by this one.
So that's the topography of our farm, basically. And then
And so this is this one?
yeah.
This is this one,
Yeah,
perfect.
that's that one. All right.
So St. Andrews.
That's the farm, that's where you were. And then we have our 56% dark milk chocolate bar, which is this one. So give those bad boys a try.
Those bad boys. He gave me like 20 pieces.
So you understand that you have 100% chocolate and you have white chocolate, all right? And then around 50% is obviously the middle. So what we have is a little bit on the dark side and a little bit on the milk side, which is why it's 56. Anything that's like 20% is your milk chocolate. Anything higher from 60, around 60 is dark. And so it's kind of in between.
I mean, I love the percentage. The flavor profile here is
Yeah,
absolutely
so
beautiful.
Grenada cocoa is pretty much very earthy and very cinnamon-esque flavor. And that's you probably sometimes
You
get
taste
that.
spices in here. That's what it is.
Well,
You
that's why we
taste
have that
spices.
flavor map on the wheel there to help people taste that. Okay, last one is our richest dark chocolate, which goes down well with a nice red wine, nice Shiraz or a Merlot. It's like 80%, and that comes
Wow.
from the parish of St. Mark's.
Delicious.
But all very different.
Very
So
different.
these two come from the same farm. These ones come from a different farm, but they're all slightly different in the way in which we roast them and in which we make them.
So these are the 3 chocolate bars he has. So 2 of them are from St. Andrews. 1 is from St. Mark. I'll say I think my favorite is 75%.
And then there's a couple of rum truffles
What?
here that you can sample. So we make our own ganache, and then we make the truffle infused with the rum, local rum in Grenada, infused with dark chocolate, and we infuse the 2 together to make these wonderful rum truffles.
Right, here we go. Love this. It's like a dense chocolate ball. Truffle. And you have a few different ones?
Just different rums, so just different amount of rum inside, but yeah.
Chocolate that gets you drunk.
Slowly, over time.
Just popping. What's that? It's like a chocolate gusher
Let me try.
with rum.
Oh yeah, dark rum with passion fruit.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you're tasting.
How many products do you guys sell right here? So I see you have chocolate bars, but you also have other products.
Yes. We have different products from the different companies on the island, because we're a small island, so we support each other. So we have our chocolate, then we make a tea from the actual shell. So after we've roasted that bean and we crack it, the nibs go to make chocolate. The shell we then use and we steep it in hot water for 2 minutes, and it makes a beautiful tea that you can enjoy. And then we have different rums from different makers on the island, teas, whether it's soursop tea, bay leaf tea, all the different spices that we're known for here in Grenada. We use a lot of those leaves to make beautiful teas which have different medicinal benefits for you, as I'm sure my uncle explained to you earlier.
Let me ask you, what is this?
It's a calabash. Did my uncle show you the calabashes?
Yes.
So it's basically that that's just been. So actually, the guy I used to do the tours with, he used to work alongside my uncle. He used to carve these out. So these are the big versions of the calabash. He carved them out and then paint them, and we'd sell them to guests and visitors as souvenirs and mementos of coming to Grenada.
So I have a wall mask. I already bought my wood carving, but you know what? This is the Grenadian flag. How much does this cost?
I think that's about 25 EC.
All right, I'm gonna take this. How much for the bars, the chocolate, by the way?
20 EC.
20 EC? Okay, so I'm gonna take one of each.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. So this is my gift to myself again. It's dope, dude. It's dope.
In here, we have the mixture. So when we crack that cocoa bean, we end up with nibs and the shell, all right? But we need to separate that. So what my grandma would have done many years ago on a windy day, she would have had a bowl, she would have stood outside and shook it like this, and it would have all gone in the air, but the wind would have blown the shell one way, the nibs would have fallen down. I don't have the patience for that whatsoever. So in honor of my grandma, Veronica, we have this one machine, which is now called Veronica, and it basically does the same thing. So we pour the mixture in the top,
It blows.
the nibs fall down, the shells get sucked, come to this side. We use the shells to make our chocolate tea, Tri-Island chocolate tea from the shell. The nibs fall to the bottom, we make our chocolate. All right? This is our shells that have been placed inside our little steeper, which we're going to use. We've left them in there for about less than 2 minutes. We've got 1 minute, 2 minutes, depends how strong you want your tea. And then we basically pop it in this little, and magic,
Oh, wow.
our tea appears. So it's drawing the flavour from the bottom, so you're getting the goodness from the bottom first, not at the top. And then there you have the Tri-Island chocolate tea. And you can add some honey if you want to sweeten that, or stevia, whatever you like to sweeten your tea with. But that's pure, clean chocolate tea from Grenada. This is the cocoa shell tea.
Cocoa shell tea. Her name?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, we have to stick a pinky out.
Like Dr. Evil, right? Oh, wow.
Oh wow, so I don't know what I was expecting, but it's better than I was expecting.
A lot of people can't get their heads around because they think it's going to taste bitter
No.
and just not nice.
Right? And then also I thought it was gonna taste like cocoa tea as well.
Is that because that's what
Yeah.
we're used to?
Yeah.
Most people,
Yeah.
they take, the kids especially love that because they taste the chocolate
It's so yummy.
and they smell the chocolate, but it's a whole different kind of sensation.
And I like how you really get the chocolate like as you swallow, like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't hit you like right in the face, like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is chocolate tea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a bit more subtle.
Or hot chocolate. It doesn't.
Yeah,
taste
and
like
yeah,
this.
it's not
Yeah.
hot chocolate either.
Yeah, because that's thick. This is almost like drinking water chocolate.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
Mm.
And It's really good. And also, this is very cute.
I've had way too much, my man. So Tri Island Chocolate is doing a collaboration with West Indie Beer Company. It's a brewery here on the island. And they have a chocolate porter. You know, if you guys don't know about porters, very, it's heavy in chocolate notes, right?
Yep, very stouty.
Wow. Oh, that's my beer, bro. I wish it was like freezing, but it's good.
Yeah. You get the flavors.
Yeah, this is England in a nutshell. Bro, you're English. The porters were invented in England, so just so you know, 13th century.
You know it well.
No, it's very tasty. And what is the percentage here?
7.1.
7.1. So this will get you a little drunk.
You feel it. You
It's a kick.
Feel it. Unfortunately, they left me alone with the chocolate. It's like I have all the samples I want.
You've just been up to the farm, so you managed to see where cinnamon was harvested. Then this is the leaf that we use. And we use that for seasoning, cooking. We're seasoning our meats, all sorts of things. And give that smell.
Oh wow, good cinnamon.
Sweet.
Super
But it's
yummy.
the bark, and that's where the cinnamon comes from. Yeah, so Grenada's the only country that can export this to the US because of the quality of our soursop. So soursop has cancer cell fighting abilities, and because of that, we sell that into the US, and we're the only country in the world that can do that because of the quality of what comes out of Grenada. So this is also known as guanabara in other parts of the world in Latin America. You've probably never seen this tree before, but this is a tree which is not fully in bloom yet, but it's called wax apple tree. We can try one. It's probably, normally they get a lot pinker than this and purpley than this, but we'll give one a try.
Yeah, so I have had this, right? Wax apple.
So it's not in season, it's not ready yet to be harvested. So it's normally a lot more colourful, which is why it looks so pale. It's not quite ready yet. So
It's not too sweet.
it's not.
No. It does remind me of like, almost like a pear that hasn't ripened.
Exactly what that is. So you'll see, as you look around, some of them are slightly more pinker than others to show where they're meant to be going to. They're meant to be getting more pink and more purpley and more that direction.
Definitely filling. I could be here all day just picking, bro. Delicious. Aaron from Tri Island Chocolate, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
75% the honey, that's my favorite. If you want to go a little darker, go to 80%. Or if you're going to go milk chocolate, it's got 56%. Super tasty. The rum balls, the rum chocolate balls, his chocolate balls, so good. They're so good though. I'm sorry. I'm addicted to those balls. I had like 14 of them, but it's all good. Hey, my man, thank you so much again.
Pleasure.
So guys, visit him when you come to Grenada. You'll love it.